name is Lisa Craig and I'm a Student Recruitment Coordinator here at the University of the West of Scotland. Today's presentation is for those of you who have applied to university and what to expect next. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and my colleague Kirsty Patterson and I will try and answer as many of these as possible at the end of the presentation. The main points I will look at today are the UCAS Key Dates, university decisions, accepting and declining offers, interviews and admissions tests, extra and clearing, applying for student finance, where you will live, offer holder sessions and results day. So, the UCAS application deadline has been extended to Friday the 29th of January 2021 as a result of COVID, which is great news for any of you who are sitting here today who have perhaps not quite made their final decisions on who they're applying to. Now, once your application is sent to universities, universities then have until Thursday the 20th of May to give you a decision. However, most universities will have sent you your decision way before this date. Once you have received all of your offers, you have until Thursday the 10th of June to reply to the universities. All correspondence regarding your application will be through UCAS Track, so it's really up to you to check it on a regular basis. If you receive your university decisions nice and early, you may need to do your replies earlier than the 10th of June. You should check your UCAS Track to see your personal deadlines. Also, please do not panic if your friend or classmate gets an offer through before you. We will reply to you. It's not an automated system that processes the offers, it's actual human beings. So it does take time, and all applications are done on a first come, first served basis. So even if your full class submits their applications at the same time, it could be that another full class in another school or college happens to click submit at the exact same time and theirs gets in just before you. So do not panic, we will reply to you. The decisions you will receive will be one of the following: unconditional, conditional, withdrawn or unsuccessful. Unconditional means that you have met all of the requirements we look for in an applicant and we are offering you a place on that programme. These mean you've already met the entry requirements, so the place is yours if you want it. But first, check the offer to see if there's anything else you need to do. Even if you've already got your qualifications and have met the academic requirements, you might still need to get a PVG check or to provide proof of results or meet some financial or medical requirements. If it's not clear, you can contact the uni or college to find out what exactly the requirements are. A conditional offer means you still need to meet the requirements, usually exam results. Your offer will show the conditions you have to meet to get your place confirmed. For most people, this means waiting for results day in the summer to see if your exam results meet the conditions. The conditions could be a combination of required grades, scores or specific subjects, or it could be that you've actually met all the academic requirements but they need to interview you for that programme. Whatever the conditions are, it will tell you on your offer. A withdrawn application means that a course choice has been withdrawn by either you or the university or college. This can happen for a number of reasons. Maybe you didn't respond to emails, letters they sent, or perhaps you missed an interview. Whatever the reason, it will show up on your UCAS Track. An unsuccessful application means that they've decided not to offer you a place on the course. Sometimes they'll give you a reason, either with their decision or at a later date. If not, you can contact them to ask if they'll discuss the reason with you. However, you should note that universities are actually not obliged to give you feedback if you've been unsuccessful. If you find yourself with no offers from any of the universities you've applied to, there are other options which I'll touch on soon. Now, once you've received your decisions from all of the universities, it's then up to you to reply. You can only accept one firm choice and one insurance choice. You must decline all other offers. These are the type of replies you can make. Firm acceptance, this is your first choice. If it's an unconditional offer, the place is yours, so that course provider will expect you as their student. If it's a conditional, the place is yours if you meet the conditions. If you accept an unconditional offer, you're committing to that uni or college and you can't make an insurance choice. If your firm choice is a conditional offer, you can pick a second offer as a backup, and this is called the insurance acceptance. If you're choosing an insurance, you should try to go for something with lower offer conditions where possible, but make sure it's somewhere you'd still be happy to go to. That way, if your results are lower than expected, you might still meet the conditions at your insurance choice. Then you'd have your place confirmed there. Now remember, you'll only attend your insurance choice course if you don't meet the conditions of your firm choice, but you do meet the conditions of your insurance. You can't choose between your firm and insurance when you get the results, so make sure you're happy with which is your firm and which is your insurance before you do your replies. You'll then need to decline any other offers you get. Now, I can't stress enough how important it is to take a bit of time to think through everything once you've received your offers and not jump in and accept offers which have unrealistic conditions attached to them. It's quite common for you to be invited to an interview for many of our programmes, and they are nothing to worry about. There are several interview types, and it's important to understand the differences between each to help you structure your performance and maximise your chance of success. The type of interview you could be invited to are individual interview, competency-based interview, telephone and video interviews, assessment days, and group interviews. We mainly interview for our education, health and creative industry programmes, but of course there may be other subject areas who decide to interview too if applications and standards are really high. Our nursing programmes have been interviewing since December, and these will continue throughout January and February. These are online group interviews, and we offer tests for those who do not currently meet the maths requirements. Our education programmes are online individual interviews, so they take a wee bit longer to get through, and as such we anticipate that they will be interviewing into April. We also interview for some of our creative industry programmes, of which detail regarding the structure of the interview will be released very soon. If you have applied to any of the programmes we interview for, you will be notified of the date and time of your interview via UCAS Track, and you should use this to confirm, reschedule or decline. Where possible, we try to give applicants at least 10 days notice of their interview. Within your interview invitation, you will be given guidance on what to expect on the day. Now, although you are allowed to reschedule your interview, you should avoid requesting to reschedule where possible, because it could get to a point in the process where there are no other interview dates scheduled, so they can't always accommodate or guarantee a new date. I also want to emphasise the requirement for you to ensure you check UCAS Track on a regular basis, because every year we have people who have their application withdrawn due to not replying to their interview invitation on time, and I wouldn't want that to happen to any of you. Following your interview, we will update our offer to you. This may change to unconditional if you had no other conditions outstanding, or it may remain as conditional if you had other conditions to meet on your reply. It could, of course, change to unsuccessful if you've not performed well, but hopefully that won't happen to you. Hopefully it will be a successful outcome for you. If you find yourself with no offers, are unsuccessful in an interview, or simply don't want to accept any of the offers you have received, Extra is another chance for you to gain a place at university or college, and you can use this option between the 25th of February and the 4th of July. If you included 5 choices on your application, have received decisions from all 5 and weren't accepted, or if you declined the offers you received, you will be able to use Extra. If you did not use all your choices in your initial application, you can just add another choice in Track, as long as it's before the 30th of June and you've not accepted or declined any other offers. If you originally only applied to one choice and want to add more, you'll be asked to pay the extra £6 application fee in your UCAS track. So, why would you use extra if you have offers? The reasons vary. Sometimes people do this if they have offers they have received are all conditional and the conditions for all of the institutions are quite high and they know other institutions ask for less entry requirements and therefore the chances of getting a place at another institution are better. Sometimes people simply have a change of heart and decide they want to stay closer to home or indeed move further away from home. Whatever the reason is, there is a completely personal decision and one that's yours as the applicant. The final option you will have is clearing. Clearing is how unis and colleges fill any places they have on their courses. From the 6th of July until the 20th of October, you can apply for a course using clearing. You can use clearing if you didn't receive any offers or none you wanted to accept, you didn't meet the conditions of your offers, you've paid the multiple choice application fee of £25, and you've declined your firm place using the Decline My Place button on track. The majority of people who apply for a university place via clearing are those who have not met the conditions of either their firm or insurance choice universities, or people who had not applied to uni this year and have decided to try for a place at the last minute. There are of course other reasons for applying via clearing, but these are the main reasons. At UWS, we set up a clearing call centre beginning on the day of exam results and can help people get a place on a course at UWS if they meet our entry requirements. This is a frantic time and can be very stressful for people, so we do not encourage anyone to rely on clearing. It can result in you panicking and enrolling on a programme you don't want to do, or ending up at a uni you don't want to be at, which isn't good for either you or the uni. That being said, I've worked on the clearing team for nearly 14 years and have had many success stories. In actual fact, my colleague Kirsty joined UWS as a student via clearing, and look at her now, she's in the best team at UWS. Not all of programmes make it into clearing. For example, our nursing, midwifery, education and sport programmes rarely have places available, and when they do, it's only ever 1 or 2 spaces that become available. In order to try to avoid the need to rely on clearing, you should ensure that when you're making your firm and insurance choices, you are being realistic so you do not find yourself having to frantically find a space at the last minute. This is especially important to those of you who are applying for very competitive programmes. Now, as Scottish students, we are very lucky that SAS will pay your tuition fees directly to your college or university. Fees paid are also non-repayable if you study in Scotland, but you must remember to submit an application every year. If you're studying elsewhere in the UK, you can apply to SAS for a tuition fee loan of up to £9,250, but this is repayable. You can also apply to SAS for a bursary to help you with living costs. How much bursary you will receive depends on your household income and if you're a young or an independent student. You can apply to your SAS funding at www.sas.gov.uk from April, or as soon as you know the course you want to do and have an offer. Do not wait for your exam results to come in. If you don't get on the course you want, you can easily change or cancel your application online through your SAS account. Remember to apply as early as possible and before the 30th of June to ensure your funding is in place from the start of the course. You will be required to submit supporting evidence, details of which can be found on the SAS website. Now, you can also apply for a student loan to help you with university costs. It's the Student Loans Council who pay loans to students throughout the UK. Student loans are repayable once you graduate and are earning a wage. So once you've chosen your firm and insurance choice universities, then apply for your SAS funding. You'll then need to decide if you will remain living at home during your studies or if you will move away. If you choose to move away, you will need to consider if you want to stay in student accommodation or private accommodation. Of course, some people are fortunate enough to have extended family they can move in with near the university they have chosen. No matter what, it's a big decision and one you should research to ensure you make the right choice. At UWS, we have student accommodation at our Paisley, Ayr and London campuses. Although we don't have UWS accommodation at Lanarkshire and Dumfries campuses, we can recommend other student accommodation near those campuses. Staying in university accommodation during your studies is a great way to meet new people, make new friends and gain some independence with the reassurance that our Residence Life team are always on site for help and support. You can apply for accommodation if you have received an offer of a place at UWS. We can accept applications from all age ranges and years of study, and we welcome diversity. If you wish to stay in our student accommodation, we recommend that you apply as soon as you have accepted your offer, as spaces fill up fast. Offer holder sessions take place between February and April each year and provide applicants with an opportunity to visit the universities you're holding an offer for in order to help you make your final decision before accepting and declining offers. These events are by invitation only and provide you with the opportunity to find out more about the programme you have an offer for, to have any questions you have answered, to visit the campus and to find out about the support the university has in place. Due to the restrictions we currently face, UWS offer holder sessions will be online events only this year, dates of which will be released very soon, so please keep an eye on your emails and your offer. We do hope to offer tours of the campuses later on in the year when it's safe to do so. Results Day is usually a Tuesday in August, but who actually knows what is going to happen this year? So I'm going to tell you what usually happens. Normally all universities receive access to the SQA results 1 week before you do. Universities enter an embargo period where they are not allowed to speak to applicants about their application, and only those who need to access the university application system will have access to ensure that no one is accidentally told something they shouldn't yet know. The reason for this access is that it enables us to check if applicants who were given conditional offers have met their conditions and allows us to update your offer status ready for Results Day. You will not receive an update on your offer during this week. Once Result Day arrives, we can then change the status of your offer to unconditional or unsuccessful. It is worth noting that the status may not change on Results Day. We have thousands of applications to check, so there is no guarantee that yours will be one that has been checked during the embargo, so it may be a few days before your status is updated. It is simply a matter of waiting and constantly checking your UCAS track. Every year we have people call us to say that their status has not been updated, but they have not met their SQA results, and know that. The best advice we can give you is to be patient and don't panic. Your status will update, and if you have perhaps only just missed out in the grades, we may still be considering giving you a place. And remember, this is the day that clearing begins too, so you may still be in with a chance. If your status changed to unconditional, you're in and there is nothing else you need to do except for wait for the university to contact you with details on enrolling, start dates, Freshers Week, etc. I hope you found this presentation to be beneficial. Kirsty and I will now answer as many of the questions that you may have. However, if you do think of anything after this, please email our Ask team or give them a call. The email address is ask@uws.ac.uk and the email address, and the free telephone number is 0800 027 1000.